Hi guys, welcome back to the Girltalk podcast. It's your girl Pi, and today I will be reacting to some of the craziest Am I the Asshole stories on Reddit. So, let's get started. Am I the asshole for planning a boring wedding? I, 33 female, was at a family Sunday lunch when the discussion of marriage came up. For context, I am an undergraduate student who still lives with her parents, and my boyfriend just recently graduated with his bachelor's and still lives with his parents as well. We both work, but not enough to move out. My boyfriend, who I will name John, is looking for research positions out of state, whereas I plan on looking to graduate for graduate positions out of the country. John and I both want to get married, but due to our current circumstances and future plans, marriage is on the back burner. John plans on proposing within 5 years. We have been dating for 3 and is saving money up to buy me my dream ring. I'm very picky and want a unique ring. We already have discussed our wedding and how much the cost will be. So back to the lunch. My Z and Nani, aunt, uncle, and grandparents asked what our wedding will be like. This is where I might be the a-hole. This is the list me and my boyfriend agreed upon together. No kids under 13, no plus ones. We will invite the people we want there. No alcohol, mocktails, and alcohol free beer will be provided. Vegetarian friendly food, dress code colors, spring, pastel pink, yellows, blues, greens. We both dislike children and don't want kids crying or making fuss. Since we want a small wedding and it might take place out of state or out of country, so we will be paying for people's trips and hotels. We will not be allowing any plus ones. We will send invitations to the people we want there only. I do not drink. I don't want drunk people at my wedding. Quite simple. John drinks but also doesn't want to deal with drunk people and knows I get uncomfortable around people who are intoxicated. I have always been the sober friend who tagged along to monitor everyone and drunk people home. I don't want to think of that while at my own wedding. I am vegetarian for moral reasons. I will be focusing on vegetarian food with exception of what John picks. He isn't vegetarian and it's his wedding too. He will get to pick dishes he wants and I will do the same. The dress code seems self-explanatory, but apparently my brother thinks making men wear pastel suits is weird and restrictive. Only person allowed to break the dress code is John, who will wear a black suit. I want a baby pink bridal dress. When I told my family these rules, they complained and said that I was being controlling and restrictive. My father said no one would want to go to the wedding with all these rules. They said the wedding would be boring and uneventful. I feel as though our ideas of our wedding are crazy, but maybe I'm being biased. Hearing my family say no would come to our wedding was hurtful. The only people who seemed to be on my side was my mother and 2 cousins. So, am I the asshole for planning a boring wedding? Edit. For further clarification that might need to be mentioned, we plan on getting married in 30-ish years. We are saving up for it now. I am from Italy and the emphasis of marriage is pretty serious. This has been a topic of conversation within my family since I started dating John. This wasn't really an issue until I caved and gave my family an answer. I've noticed people say that this shouldn't be an issue now. I totally agree, but with my family of Italians, it's always an issue. I appreciate all the comments and criticism. All are valid from what I've read. Thank you. I will try to respond, but this is my first ever post and it's a bit overwhelming. There's another edit, so let's read it. People keep bringing up the same concerns, so I will fully clarify. Dress code colors are encouraged but not mandatory. Thank you to the commenter who suggested that. Really love the idea. The wedding is not a destination wedding. Originally, John wanted the wedding to be closer to his family up in Germany, but after talking, he has decided that it would be too much of an ask and will simply fly in his parents. The wedding would take place in a nearby villa owned by my uncle. Food is cooked and prepared by me. I have prepared and cooked for my family's Sundays lunches before, with guests of 20 plus. I am well aware of how much planning and preparation is required for this task, but I am well equipped to handle it. Wedding costs are mostly covered by my parents as a gift to us. Since a large chunk of the wedding is covered, we will be covering any babysitting costs needed for friends and or family. We thought this was only fair. This is a micro wedding. Our guests are very close friends of ours and direct family. We know our guests already, so they would be invited as well. We are gifting wine at the end of the ceremony as a farewell and thank you. There is no reception. This is a small ceremony and then big lunch slash dinner all together. I am not paying for hairstylists or makeup artists. I will be doing my own hair and makeup. The ring comment has been a cause for concern on my character. I want to clarify. What I want by unique was no diamond, lab grown, cheaper and ethical, and square cut. I have explained to John I do not care for elaborate rings or massive gems. The ring is a small part of our reunion. John wants to get me a beautiful ring you deserve. I have explained multiple times to not spend much on the ring. Hopefully that cleared up a lot of the confusion. Uh, Hopefully you get all this through and thank you for that. So, my final opinion. So, basically, she clearly stated that this is a micro wedding, and the girl doesn't seem like she wants to make a big fuss over her wedding. But with many cultures, especially speaking from a Moroccan perspective, when the family gets involved, they think they can basically control and take over the wedding. Some people would say that like when the parents pay for it, they get to like choose. Like it clearly says that it's a gift, so just because you get to pay for it doesn't mean that it's not my wedding. I should be the one to choose what to do with the wedding. So basically, is she the asshole for planning a boring wedding? No. Like, this is her wedding. She should do what she is feeling comfortable with doing. Next up, we have Am I the asshole or is my girlfriend insane? My girlfriend and I have been together about 3 months. We met at an arcade while I was with my previous girlfriend, but that relationship was sucky and I knew it. It was coming to an end. My non current girlfriend and I got along really well in the first 2 months, but recently she's been pointing out that apparently I'm arrogant, which I think is total BS. Some of the times she uses against me are either when I was joking or didn't know I was being cocky or rude. Honestly, I'm not even sure I was. One she uses against me a lot about me apparently being a jerk and treating her badly is when I make jokes in front of our friends. For instance, just some small comments when we're on the topic of relationships. Oh, yeah, she's a bottom, and a small nudge to her elbow or something. She also keeps telling me I'm not respecting her boundaries because she told me not to touch her food, and I'm not gonna lie, I forget about this all the time. She hates when I touch her food in public for like no reason and will genuinely smack my hand off, not a light tap to get me off it, full on slap. She also has gotten to the point where she will sleep on the couch instead of with me because I touch her foot too much while she's touch her foot too much while she's trying to sleep. Isn't that like what relationships are about? Mind you, this is at like 3:33 p.m. She complains about she complains about me having this massive ego, which I really don't even have. I'm pretty sure she's making it up. But she will tell me that I think I'm too good and I need to stop thinking I'm better than everyone. I mean, I'm not afraid to admit I'm good at stuff or pretty attractive, but I'm not flaunting it or anything. My girlfriend thinks I'm too cocky and then I throw her under a bus a lot. I don't think so. Uh, Final verdict. I think this is such a non issue, and this dude over here is like being ignorant. And I feel like this is more of a rage bait than it is marketed to be. Like, he seems like he's not respect clearly is not respecting her boundary about not touching her food and like being arrogant about it, and he's not even trying to hide it. Like, it's clear as day. Next, you guys would love to hear this. It's crazy. Am I the asshole for killing my husband? Because I found out through another Am I the Asshole story that he cheated on me. It's me again, Alistar, the gay orphan prodigy singer with 13 distinguished degrees. I have been happily married to my husband Mitchell for quite some time. He seemed like the best man ever, or so I thought. I even wrote a song called Beautiful Mitchell and sang it at both the Blue Velvet and the Waterside Marble. However, I was scrolling through Simstagram and found a Reddit link with Am I the Asshole story where a sim talked about how she woohooed with a man she called Am from Oasis Springs. Mitchell is originally from Oasis Springs, so that means he cheated on me when we were still engaged. I felt so shocked and betrayed. I was not going to let him get away with it. Therefore, I sabotaged the oven shortly before Mitchell woke up. When Mitchell started the oven to try and make spinach frittata, he got caught in the fire and burned to death. I then sent him to the netherworld along with my old orphan prodigy peer, Jade Elise. I had previously sent her there with her abusive stage mother because I wanted to be the only LGBTQ plus orphan prodigy in San Mishuno. I now have the penthouse all to myself, and I frequently invite Johnny Zest over to woohoo. I, of course, threw a drink at Mitchell's side chick and told her what I did to Mitchell as a warning to be mindful of who she woohoos with. I also wrote a new song called Horrible Mitchell, and I regularly perform it at all the bars for Simone loans and to advance my career as a famous singer. No comment. I'll let you guys comment on this one, please, because genuinely I cannot say anything. I would love to hear your opinion on this, and yeah. Next, am I the asshole for refusing to sit at a breakfast table with nothing for me to eat? I, 29F, am on a holiday with my partner, 28M, and his family. It's an extremely remote location, so we have to purchase everything before we go, as a trip to civilization can be up to an hour and a half away. This has been my 4th year coming here, and I absolutely love it. The area is stunning, and since we are in the southern hemisphere, it is summer and loads of fun in the river valley. There has, however, been a consistent issue in the last few years, and today I finally put my foot down. When his family did the food shopping, him and I did the shopping for drinks and snacks. We bought cases of drinks that we know everyone will enjoy, and I am always considerate of what people enjoy and do not enjoy. His family, on the other hand, does not consider my tastes or needs. I am a picky eater, I will admit it, and at times I eat the bare minimum and do not complain. This year we added 2 to 3 things onto their shopping list, knowing that for breakfast they like to have fish with a creamy sauce. I do not eat fish and just requested that they pick up 2 mini quiches so that when they made fish for breakfast, I would have something to eat. This morning, I get up and I can smell the fish, and I ask if anyone took out the quiches or if I had seen them. My partner just came over to me and said that they didn't buy them. He said sorry, and since I was still quite tired and honestly a little Disheartened, this is not the first time, I decided to go lay down. He came to our room and asked me to at least sit with them, and I said no. There isn't anything for me to eat. No one ever tried to prepare anything else, and so I was just going to lay and read my book. Let me be clear, there was no extra toast. No one made an effort to fry an egg or anything. We take turns making breakfast. And the other morning, I went around asking people how they would like their eggs and made fried and scrambled eggs to people's tastes. I'm not just sitting here lazy to make my own food. Now my partner's parents are saying that I'm rude for not joining them and that I should have just sat with them at least. Am I the asshole? Okay. So first of all, this girl clearly said that they take turns making breakfast, and it seemed like at that morning where she like didn't said that they made fish and didn't make anything for her, it pretty much looked like it was their turn to make breakfast. I would say that I would also need like context a little bit more, because I'm not sure who is like quite responsible for paying for the trip, because if the parents said that they were responsible for like make buying breakfast or like getting the ingredients and everything, then yeah, they clearly didn't take her into mind. But then again, they said that like it clearly says here that like she told them to like pick up too many quiches, so she clearly told them beforehand, and she also told them that she doesn't like to eat fish. So it seems like she already informed them, so it's not like it's a surprise or anything, and you can't expect her to sit down in a breakfast table where she has nothing to eat. Next. Okay, so am I the asshole for finding my girlfriend's comments offensive? I, 24M, and my girlfriend, 22F, have been dating for around 4 years and living together for a few months now. We don't fight often, and otherwise our relationship is great. The only thing I've started to have a problem with is her using the phrase "that's unattractive" when describing behaviors she doesn't like. Sometimes when I'm busy, I'll leave things on the floor, in the sink, or on the counters, and she'll say something like, "That's unattractive to do that." Or, "I don't find that attractive." I don't really understand if this is a phrase she grew up with or what, but it always really makes me feel like a bad partner. We both work, but she is mostly the one in charge of cleaning the house because I work more hours. I decided to bring it up yesterday when admittedly I had left a large paper bag of fast food we had delivered on the living room floor. She looked annoyed and said, "That's really not attractive." I told her that I wish she'd stop saying that, and she looked confused. I said that it made me feel like I was a lazy slob when she used that phrase, and she responded with, "Well, if I left the trash if I left trash everywhere, you wouldn't find it attractive either." This kind of pissed me off, and we ended up having an argument where he called me sensitive and that if I didn't like the phrase, then I should clean up after myself. I said that I was busy with work a lot of the time and that she knew that. We ended up avoiding each other the rest of the day, and now I've been stewing on it since yesterday. Am I the asshole for being offended by her comment? Okay, so first of all, I will discuss this from two point of views. The point of view of him and the point of view of her. So let's start with him. So I get that like people get upset when their like partners or friend keep repeating like an exact phrase or like a word that they don't like, but you but at the same time you can't really control people, because especially when it's an old habit, like it clearly says here that like she's been saying it for like anything she doesn't like. Like that's unattractive to do that. I don't find that attractive. And it's just the way she speaks. Like you can't really change what people are used to do. Her point of view, however, she it clearly says here that it's mostly when he leaves stuff around. He says that he like works for most hours and that she does most of the cleaning at home. Personally, I don't think that working for the most hours gives you an excuse to like leave stuff around. Like even if you work a lot, like how much time is it going to take you to pick up after yourself? Like a lot, like a paper bag of fast food and put it in the trash, or like your clothes when you take them off, you put them in the basket. It won't take you like that much time, and it's not like you're working 24/7. Like I get you're tired and stuff, but it will not take you. It will really wouldn't not really would not take you that much time. So I feel like he's in the wrong in this, and but at the same time I get that like a certain phrase would annoy people, but like again, you really can't control what people are used to saying. This is a good one. I feel like you guys would love to hear this. So, am I the asshole for asking my dad why I should include his wife if he plans to never include my boyfriend? I, 19F, have been dating Leo, 19M, for over a year now. We've known each other for over since we were 6, and we've been a part of the same friend group since we met. My parents, mom and dad, both knew him from a young age, and he was really sweet when my mom died. Dad even commented back then about how kind he was to me. My dad has been with his wife for 2 years now, and they've been married for 6 months. Ever since I told my dad I was dating Leo, he's been so different about him. I got shit from bringing him to a family party in June, and dad said it was inappropriate to bring just anyone to a family party. I ran it by the relative hosting, and they were fine with it. My dad never complained about his friends joining before. About friends joining before. Dad and his wife have shown up unannounced when Leo and I were hanging out, and they wanted to leave him out. Dad makes it a big deal if I want to include Leo over. It's not even all the time. Both of them were really off when, when dropped by unannounced a couple of weeks ago too, and this led to a fight. Leo went on a grocery run and I confronted my dad. I asked dad why he was being like that and how did expect me to want him to visit if he'd be that way. His wife said they don't like seeing me in such a serious relationship, and the fact I'm bringing him to things is strange when he's not family and he's just a partner, and I should listen to them. I asked her who she was to say that. Dad said she's right and she's his wife and our family. He said it's so totally different. I told him he would never have let me treat her that way before they were married either. He claimed it was still different and I should be willing to spend time with them without Leo. And I have, by the way, I have visited on my own and met for lunch with Leo. He is not always there, but we go to the same college and we're living together with some friends for the summer, and we'll be full-time moving in together in a couple of weeks. But anyway, Dad said Leo isn't family and some stuff should be just for family. So I asked why his wife was always there. I asked why I should include her if he won't ever include Leo. She's not my family after all. Why it was any of his wife's business when she's got no say on my life. Dad said she's family. They're married. I asked again why would I need to marry Leo for things to change again, and he just said it's different. His wife said I had no business invalidating her and their grandmother, and since we're excluding partners, that's all she'll ever be. married or not, since that's what dad's saying he'll do. Dad told me that wasn't enough and he never said that. I told him he keeps saying it's different and not that marriage would change anything, so I see no reason to include his wife. I then made them leave, which they did not do easily. They wanted to keep the fight going, but I told them I was done. They're now angry I invalidated his wife by asking about including her and saying she won't be the future grandmother. But I stand by it. My kids might not know grandpa if he's a dick to their dad and wants to act like he doesn't exist. Am I the asshole? To be honest, this is like a complicated case, but I have I have a say in this. It's like very common for like family members, especially when the family member is introduced through a relationship. So I also don't get this weird obsession of keeping things inside family. Like, it doesn't seem like the dad doesn't like Leo. He doesn't like the fact that Leo is in a relationship with his daughter. And not because he treats her badly or anything, but because he sees it weird. It's like Leo is, I don't know, claiming to be a part of this family and wanting to ruin it or something. It seems like the dad is jealous. Like, it's some kind of family secret that only the family should be aware of or whatever. It's like there's something he doesn't want him to know about, and he's just being protective, and not protective but like secretive about something. And about the like stepmom, to be honest, like, uh again, yeah, she is married. She is married to her dad, so yeah, technically she is part of the family. But I don't see why um the girl like speaking in this story should like tell her that she's not her family. I mean, technically she is right, but it also adds to her argument. Like, why should she include her if her dad can't include Leo? So I guess she's in the right, but at the same time, I still feel like it's a complicated case. I would say that you need to ask your dad, like, directly, like, be straightforward about it. Ask your dad, do you have something specific against Leo? Do you have something against Leo? Do you have something you don't like about my boyfriend? That way you get a clearer view on if he has something personal against Leo, or it's just he doesn't like the fact that his daughter is in a relationship and is bringing someone who is not close to him by blood. So I guess, yeah, that's it. That's it, guys, for today. So let me know what you guys think about these crazy stories and give me your opinion on each one. I would love to read the comments, and see you next time. So yeah, bye bye.